Hello, guys, and welcome to Sebastian Please, a channel that deeply indulges into the characters of movies, looking at the psychological explanations attached to specific characters. In each video, I promise to not spoil the ending, but rather persuade you, if you've never watched the movie, to please do watch it because every movie is artistically beautiful in its own way. In this video, I want to talk about one of my favorite movies that I've watched repeatedly, which is Prisoners. Prisoners is a 2013 American crime thriller film. It is directed by Denis Villeneuve and written by Aaron Guzikowski. The movie starts off by showing the Dover family enjoying the Thanksgiving dinner with the Birch family. After dinner, the girls Anna Dover and Joy Birch go missing after playing on a parked RV whom they had spotted outside their house. In the next scene, we are introduced to Detective Loki, who is called by the police, informing him about an RV matching the description, which enables him to arrest the man inside the RV, who is Alex Jones. When interrogating Alex Jones, Detective Loki acknowledges that Alex's diminished IQ doesn't really match the profile of the suspect who is capable of planning a kidnapping. This is even further supported by the lack of evidence during the investigation, as the forensic team failed to find any traces of evidence suggesting Alex as a suspect for kidnapping the girls.
Not guilty.
When analysing the character of Detective Loki, when he's first introduced to the scene, we can see that the camera focuses on his car, which seems to be the only car that is parked in the car park, whilst capturing the sound of heavy rain to set the atmosphere. The camera then focuses on the back of Detective Loki, and from the scene we can see that he's the only customer there, which may be because it's Thanksgiving and the majority of people are celebrating Thanksgiving dinner with their families. The waitress starts filling his tea whilst wishing him a happy Thanksgiving. He asks her whether they serve fortune cookies. She responds by saying that her boss does not like fortune cookies. He diverts the conversation about the fortune cookies to asking her what year she was born in, whether she's a dragon or a snake or a horse. She responds by saying that she is a monkey. Whilst they are speaking, you can hear their voices echoing, which further emphasizes that they are the only people in the restaurant. He reads the description of a horoscope, reading out that you're very intelligent and you have the ability to influence people. This makes her laugh. He then continues to engage in the conversation through a humorous comment by asking whether she can influence her boss to lower his check. She responds, being amused by his joke, laughs, and says she cannot because her boss is a rooster. When he reads the horoscope for the characteristic of a rooster, he learns that the personality trait of a rooster is selfish and eccentric. What I find really interesting about this scene is that what seems like a smooth, normal conversation with the waitress on the outset, if we dissect his behaviour further, we can understand that it's a forced conversation where he's longing for some company during the Thanksgiving holiday, as the majority of the people are spending time with their family and friends, which we can see that as he's the only customer there. It gives us an understanding to his lifestyle. He seems quite lonely, and the engaging humorous conversation that he's having with the waitress is his attempt to have an enjoyable conversation with the opposite sex.
I'm lonely.
This behaviour may also imply his way of trying to find a way to release his stress during his break from work. He definitely commits a lot of time to solving all his cases.
You're the shit-hot detective. Work it out.
Tell Detective Loki what you just told me, and he'll definitely look into it.
We know this because in the scene where he's having a conversation with Mrs. Dovers, she tries to connect with him and have a heart-to-heart conversation with him, and she mentions that his boss had informed her that he had solved every cases that he had been given. After the conversation with the waitress, he starts showing repetition of eye twitching throughout the movie. It gives us an indication to how overworked and under pressure and stress he feels from the immense dedication that he has given to his work. Did you know that the eye twitching was actually a deliberate, improvised and unscripted choice to convey the immense stress and pressure his character Detective Loki was under? The tic becomes more pronounced throughout the film, which represents him cracking under pressure of the investigation whilst also attempting to maintain a professional mindset. Jake Gyllenhaal, who plays Detective Loki, in his interview he explained how he had contacted a sheriff in LAPD to get a better insight into the work of detectives, as he became deeply fascinated with building his character. He commented explaining that the character of Detective Loki was a question mark. There was no sense of certainty about his exact characteristic and background. He commented saying great detectives are great detectives as they are infatuated with the criminal mind and bringing justice. However, he also began to highlight that some detectives had a criminal past. Therefore, he decided for Detective Loki to have a criminal past, where when he walked into a scene, he was already in a lot of tension, trying to hide from the past that he was ashamed of, his truth, while also trying to bring out the truth in the other person. He found himself completely fascinated with his character. Now, something I found truly fascinating is in his interview by Screen Slam, he talked about his character's background of Loki being a juvenile, orphaned young boy who does not have parents that he knew about, shuffled out of foster homes, and later found his way to the police department. He also commented by saying he's not afraid to get in the case. We can see this in my favourite scene of the movie, how he tries to take control of the situation whilst also dealing with the immense pressure that he's under. In this scene, he talks to a possible suspect, which he firstly seems quite calm, asking him questions, why he ran away from him the other night when he saw him. Even when the man denies seeing him by asking whether he has the right house, Detective Loki still remains calm by further asking him whether he's been doing some shopping in the mall, as a witness had seen him shopping in the mall. The man feels uneasy at this moment and remains calm by questioning him whether it's a crime to shop there, stating that he can't afford to buy his suits from another store. Detective Loki responds by laughing, hiding his inner rage, and comments that he had bought children clothes. The guy responds by pretending not to remember and says that he must have been in a hurry. Now, this is the most pivotal part of the movie, and it's my favourite scene, where Detective Loki's face suddenly changes and gives him the deep stare. You can see that he's controlling his inner rage. He questions the man by asking him whether he has any children. When the man responds by saying that he does not have any children, he tries to quickly shut the door. At this instant, Detective Loki forcefully opens the door, pushes him towards the wall, and puts his body weight when pushing him to the floor to handcuff him. Detective Loki even threatens him that if he moves, he will put a bullet through his head. His behaviour demonstrates the boiling pressure behind his otherwise calm demeanor. So what do you think about his character? Do you think Detective Loki is low-key or not so low-key? Comment below other parts of the scenes you thought developed his character and contained symbolic meanings about his personality. Thank you so much for watching this short video about his character analysis.